All right, Steve. Good to go. Go ahead, Steve.
All right. Okay. So we're going to warm up with a review of tracking. And I'm going to talk a bit about tracking. Okay, let me get the screen up. Okay, you all can see the Wismo board, right? Can we all see it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. No. Tracking. What is tracking? What tracking means is tracking sounds in words. Okay. So I think, Bruce, you pretty much only know the blending tracking, which is when he's going. All right. I think I have to do something here. Oh, that's right. Okay, so you know, like you'll bring down a letter and he'll go at. Okay, that's called hat, right? That's tracking sounds in a word. It's also called blending. But for those who have my full program, and we do spelling as well, we start with auditory tracking, which you can be introduced to. So it's really using, we basically use words from a list, and it goes like this. We'll say hat, and we deal with nonsense words, make it yat. Okay, now people know that when you say that, the child echoes yat, and then goes y, at, and then replaces and says yat. Okay. Now, if he's on the Wismo board, and I'm on the Wismo board, he will then track the sounds and I'll move the arrow. I'll show that in a minute. But right now I'm going to pretend the kid's right next to me and this is my board. So I'll say yat, make it yab. And what will he say? Yab. And then he will go y, a, b. Yab. Now I want you to note when we get rid of the first letter, even though he gets rid of that consonant, he still says the rest of the sounds. Make it to rab. So he's going to go rab, r. Notice he keeps going, ab, rab. Good. Make it rib, r, I. He doesn't stop there. He keeps going, b. And this tells you he's got to fill a letter in that he just said, rib. Now, this is the basis for kids who are dyslexic. This is the basis of their reading and spelling change because it's working on higher level phonemic skills that are the blockade for them. When you have kids that aren't dyslexic, regular phonics can work okay, where you're just sounding out words because they don't have these severe problems. But the kids I work with who have dyslexia, this is kind of the basis of their spelling and reading words. Okay. So I'm now going to make the word into pib. So everyone say the word pib, and then they're going to go p, but you're going to keep going. Ib, pib. Got to be careful when you're changing the letter to not put an a on it. Pib. Let me give you an example. Tib. Ta, ib. Okay. And so why we do that is we're trying to be loud with the kid and we'll put an other, but we got to keep it to ib. Okay. All right. Tib to ticks. 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 Okay. So that's called step tracking because we're stepping on each of the tiles. Step tracking. Okay. All right. So Sherry, let me work with you. And I'm going to say this is on Zoom and you don't have a board. So I have to do step tracking with you on my Zoom. Okay. And here's how it works. I become your finger, but I don't do the work. I'm your finger. Okay. So Sherry, we're going to make this Vix. What's the word?
Fix.
Okay. Ready? No,
Oh, okay. Vix.
Okay.
X.
I.
X.
Don't blend them together. Separate them. V, I.
X.
All right. What? And I get a what?
V.
No, don't. I don't want a letter. I want a sound.
Oh, V.
Vix. Okay. All right. Ready? Vax.
Vax. V. A. X. A.
Perfect. So notice you're doing the oral work. I'm just being your finger. Okay. So that's what I do on Zoom with a kid. Okay. Unless they have a board back home, which is I recommend for starts 1s and 2s. They actually get a board and move. It's just
Mhm.
better for them.
Mhm.
But with 3s and 4s, this is good. Okay. Vax, we're going to make it Nax.
Nax.
Okay.
N. Ax. N.
Good. What's the word?
Nax.
So you say the word, you say each sound, and then you blend it. Now notice what's happening here. This is how my program works in the Tatum reading, the full phonics. You check the sounds here through spell and read sounds at the beginning, okay? But here they're actually isolating the sounds again. So they're getting a second and third look at these sounds in a practical way. That's why we don't have to do flashcards for sounds. See, Orton programs do flashcards out of the yin yang, and it's very boring.
Boring.
Very
Yes.
boring. See, I don't have to do that because I quick review them at the start through saying and pointing, and then I review them through tracking, and then I review them in spelling words, because in spelling words they're going pick, ick. So I don't have to have flashcards, which is a great benefit, by the way.
Yes,
You want to
it
put
is.
a kid to sleep, do flashcards. Okay.
So never in this does the child say the letter name. It's always a sound and then you're moving it for them, right?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
I don't have to say the letter name.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, in my program, I teach sounds first in kindergarten. Letter names get in the way. And so at age 4, if I'm teaching letters, I'm not teaching A, I'm teaching A, B, K, D, F, right from the start. Now, letter name people say have this thing about invented spellings. Or if you read, the letter names approximate the sound, so teach the letter names. Well, let's see if that's true. B-A-T, if you only know the letter names, is B-A-T. What the heck's that, B-A-T? Sounds like Warren B-A-T. You know, that's nothing. How about if you see F-I-T? Well, that's F-I-T. F-I-T? That doesn't sound like fit, okay? Or if you go to spell sub, okay, well, S, you might get the S, if unless you know the sound, you won't get it. And so I start with letter sounds. Once they have those nailed, I teach letter names. That may be towards the end of kindergarten. But I will teach the letter name song right off the bat, A, B, C. So they have them in their oral language, but not the visual. They can recite. And so when I do remap those on letters, it'll be easy. Okay. Now you need letter names when you teach silent E and when you start spelling sight words, you need letter names. Okay. That's down the road. Okay. All right. So this is step tracking. Laura, let me try it with you. Okay. So thank you, Sherry. And then Laura, you need, there you go. All right. We next, we're going to make it chacks. What's the new word?
Chacks.
All right. What's it?
Ax. Chacks.
Okay. What sound do I want? There you go. Chacks.
You
All
don't
right.
give them remote control?
What's that?
You don't give them remote control? That's what I do with my student.
I do. I absolutely do. But I have kids with iPads who can't do that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And our school has all iPads.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought that up. I definitely get, good for you, Laura. I absolutely, I almost forgot about that because I can't use it. So I have to use this.
Yeah, I use
middle.
it all the time, so,
Remote control's the best.
yeah.
Do all you know about that? Anybody not?
Yeah, so you're just saying if you have a Mac or a PC, you can use remote control, but not on
Yeah,
a.
you can give them control. Let's see where that's located.
On the top. At the top of the share in there, yeah. On,
And
in here,
more, oh, there you go. So I can give remote control to Laura,
right.
okay? And then she can move it. Let's do that, Laura. All
Okay.
right.
So
Go ahead.
that's a Zoom feature. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the Zoom feature.
Okay.
All right, Laura, you see checks?
Yes.
All right, let me see your cursor move to make sure you're there. Okay, good. Let's make it quacks. What's the word?
Quacks.
All right, go ahead and point.
Qua.
All right, move the qua.
Move
Keep going.
Move this,
Yeah, move it, but go right back to the ad. Don't change yet. Okay, no,
Oh,
don't
right?
change
No, no,
it.
I'm sorry. Okay. And now, qua, right? Qua.
No, not yet. All right, let me show you.
Okay,
uh,
yeah.
Go put the qua back. Here's
Okay.
why we don't do that.
You mean put the chip, wasn't it something else? This is the new word. Qua.
All right, hold on.
Okay,
We're making it quacks. So you
Okay.
get rid of the qua, but we finish the word so they don't forget what they're doing. Okay, we're doing the whole word first. So you get rid of the qua and then go axe, but they know what they have to replace because there's a space there.
okay.
Okay. All right, so put the qua in there and let's try it this time.
So Steve, just
Yeah.
really quick, I think it's confusing because you started with chacks.
Right. Exactly.
So you got to
All right, well, let's start now. All right,
Okay.
it's quacks.
so now so start over. Just what I'm saying.
Quacks. Let's make it shacks. What's the word?
Okay, shacks.
Get rid of the qua and then keep going with the a.
Ax.
All right, no,
And
wait a
that,
minute.
right? Shacks.
Close. All right, give me control for a moment. Let me model this.
You just
This is-
touch the screen.
This is the most complicated part of the program.
Okay.
Give me control.
I think you have it. You just take it.
All right, the QU disappeared. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so here is the difference. If this is shacks and I make it thacks, here's what I want the child to do. Ax. Then they put it in.
Okay. I thought I just did that, but I guess maybe I didn't.
Well,
Okay.
here's what you're doing. You're doing what you naturally people do, which is thacks to shacks. You're going shh, and you're putting it in, then you're finishing. Okay.
Show me the difference again. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, the difference is this. Let's have thacks and I'm making it vax.
Okay.
Okay. Vax. V. Ax. I finished the word before I grabbed the v. Okay. Now, if I make it yaks, I go yaks, yeah. Ax, and then I grab the yeah.
Okay.
What you're doing is you're going sack. This is what most teachers do, sacks. And you're going and what happens, they end up not doing the rest of the word, but the sounds.
So you have to say the full word before you grab the new letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guarantee you, if you do that, they won't do the rest of the word. So they're not segmenting, and segmenting is the crucial skill for kindergarten, first graders. It's segmenting. Okay. All right. So let's try one. Go ahead and take control.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to make it Zax. What's the word?
Zax.
All right. So get rid of the S and say Z. That's good. Just drop it.
And then go Zax and then get the Z.
No, not yet. You got to do the X.
Ax.
Go to A. Good.
And then
Now-
add the.
Yeah, but you see what happened is, go ahead.
Okay. Z.
You don't have to bring the letter that high. That's what the problem is. Okay. So let me show you what I mean. All right. Checks. Okay. Now make it checks. Say checks.
Zax.
Checks.
Zax.
Now get rid of this and just bring it up a half inch. Just a
Oh.
half.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
In other words, I don't even want you up there with the letters.
Okay.
Just get rid of it. Now go X.
Ax.
Point to it as you do it. Go X.
Ax.
All right.
And you want me to make it
Whatever I said to you to make it.
checks?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right. So here's, in other words, I only want you, when I give you the new letter, to move that letter till it disappears.
Okay.
It's going to go close to the AY, and that's as far as it goes, so that you can quickly do the rest of the word. But if you bring it up real high, he's going to forget what he's doing. You know what I mean? Okay. So we got checks. Let's make it wax. What's
Okay.
the new word? Wax.
Wax.
So you got to whoop. Bring that. See, it's just a half. Get rid of it now. Good. Now
Okay.
go axe.
Axe. And then
Get the whoop.
wha.
Okay.
Axe.
Good. That was perfect. Now remember to point to each sound as you do it. You got wax.
Axe.
We're going to make it racks. What's the
Rack.
word?
Okay.
Get rid of the W. R. Now point to the A.
Axe.
Axe. Now get the R.
Okay. R.
R.
Racks.
Okay, with me. R.
R. R.
R. Axe.
Axe.
All right. Now we're going to make it ricks. What's the word?
Ricks.
Okay. R. It. Just bring it just a touch and get rid of it. There you go. Now
R.
point to the X before you go anywhere. Point to the X and say X.
R. X.
All right. We're now going to make it picks.
Picks. Okay.
Let it go. Now point to the I and say I. Point to the X and say X.
And
Okay.
then,
Now get the P.
okay.
All right.
X. Oh, sorry. It
Yeah.
always does this.
This is the hardest part of the program is step tracking. That's why I'm doing it.
I'm glad you're doing this because obviously I've been doing it a little, it's been working, but I've been doing it not exactly the way you.
Well, that's great. I mean, what I've got to do is try to keep it. I know people are going to do it differently as time goes on, but I got to do it kind of perfect so they don't make it too different.
No,
Okay?
I'm glad. I'm glad you're telling me this.
All right. So we got Piz. We're going to make it, let's say, Niz.
Niz.
Nix. I'm sorry, Nix. So say
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Now go to the I and say I.
X.
Now get the N. Mhm.
Where is it? It's here?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's move this over. I can't. Okay, I'm trying to get. Okay, got it. N. X. Nix.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to make it Niz.
Niz. Okay.
No, wait a minute. Go back to the N.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get the Z. Okay. Get the Z. All right. Now you got to go in order. And okay, go back to the N and say N. Z.
Niz.
All right. Make it Nix. Go back to the N.
Go back to the end.
Start over. Nix. N.
So you want me to go to change this?
Yeah, but
Maybe
you always got to go in order. You see, let me go back and I'm going to go back and explain why we're doing this. Okay.
Okay.
So give me control.
You just take it, you just hit the board, you get control.
All right. Now, again, here's what's happening.
Mhm.
Kindergarten first graders who can't read have problems in two areas. Blending, and this is a minor area because that you can do that at age 4. Some kids at 3. When you hear at, it's pat. So the real issue is segmenting. Now,
Mhm.
orally, it's when I go bat and they go but at. They can't do that. Okay, 30% of kids can't do that.
You lost your wisdom.
Now, when we're doing it with my words, what I do is make them do it when they do the word segment. So when I have them pull out Rex and they go rrr, oh man. Rex and they go rrr,
You stop sharing your screen.
this thing's gonna pull my hair out. This stuff really drives me nuts.
That was me because when you do an explanation, it's easier to see you if the screen's not there. You're still there. Just push in the tab.
I just lost what I had. Okay.
No, it's in the tab.
Now it's giving me grief. It won't. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to start me on step tracking. I'm going to say, okay, Steve, I'm going to say a word and we're going to break it down into sounds. So I want you to first bring out the real word hat, and I want you to say the sounds as you do it. Ah. Now, in order to do this, he segmented the sounds. Just like you go hat, he segmented them. Now I'm going to have him segment every change. We're going to make it bat. So he goes bat. Now he's going to segment b, at. See, he segmented each sound before he made the change. Then he goes bat. Now I want you to make it biff or bit. B, I, t. So I'm segmenting the letters before I'm moving them. But I don't move them big because it's hard. If I go jit and he goes jit and goes up here, he's going to lose what he's doing. So I just go jit and he goes jit, it. Then he pulls the jit.
And he has to say it again? Does he say it again at the end?
He says it, says each sound and moves, and then says it. All right. Steve, make it jet, 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 jet. Now make it jep, jep. He doesn't just go here. That's not segmenting. That's called concept tracking. He goes j, that's what I said, jep. Okay. All right, make it hep, hep, ep. So you're basically segmenting is when you're saying each sound. If you just move the letter, that's called concept tracking. That's the step a child does once he moves to 2-syllable words or 3. He can start moving to concept tracking, where I just give him a word and he changes it. Okay, here's concept tracking. Hap, he just goes hap. Hacks, hacks. Yaks, yaks. Yaks, yaks. Why can he do that? Because he doesn't have segmenting problem anymore. He now can segment, so we can now, he knows exactly where in the word to go, okay? But you see, if he can't segment, he's not doing all the sounds in the word. Like if he goes for fan, he goes fan. He's not hearing the S separate from the F. He's not segmenting, okay? So we teach him the segment first, and then we can move to concept tracking. Wax, pardon me, wax, wux. And I move on this. Wuth, chuth, thutch, thatch, thatch. So that's concept tracking, you move. And notice that tracking, once you get to vowel tag, you're now tracking 2-syllable words. Tam-in, make it tam-on, make it tim-on, make it chim-on. You're now dealing with 2-syllable words and you're just making the change. That's concept tracking. So you have 2 types of tracking.
You know what
One
I realized? Yeah.
So one is start 1s and 2s who need the step tracking. And then once they get really good at it, you can just try. How you know they can get out of it is you can try a 1-syllable word and just have them make the change and see what they do. So if I think the kid's ready, I'll take a word like this and say, all right, Steve, make it thicks. Thicks. He's not ready. Steve, make it thicks. Thitch. He's not ready. Okay. Say the words patch. Let me get a nonsense word. Patch. All right, Steve, make it posh. Make it bosh. Make it bot. Make it bit. This kid's ready for concept tracking. See?
They don't say anything in concept tracking. They just move it, right?
They say the word. They say the sound that comes in, and then they just say the word. So, all right, I'll do it again. Steve
Okay.
dit. Now go dit. Make it Steve dit. Now go dit. 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 Make it dip. Dip. dap, dap, ah, dap, dup, 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 okay? That's concept tracking. You just say the word and move it, okay? Now, Bruce, what you're doing is you've got the book out and you're sounding words from the book. This is blending. So let me give you this book. So this is my book called Making Music. And you're having a kid go set, set. And then I recommend you alternate where you go run. And then the child will go got. Okay. If they know the word, they'll just say let, otherwise they sound it out. Now that's tracking applied to reading of words. That's where you're at.
Are we supposed to be seeing a book right here?
I thought you are, aren't you?
We're seeing your board still.
You got it now? Do you see the book?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Bruce, what you're having the child do is going set, and you're going Now, why you're going is to model it, but they still have to orally blend it to run. Remember, that's one of the 2 skills needed for kindergarten, 1st grade reading is blending, oral blending and segmenting the word. Okay.
Yeah.
So here you're segmenting the word.
I got him to do the segmenting very, very well. He grabbed onto that easily.
Good. So now they got to use it in words.
Yeah.
Got. And if they can do that easily, they're definitely ready for carnival if they can do it with the vowels. So this would be an example of the carnival, but back, and you alternate. Now, again, unless a child's dyslexic, they don't need as much of the oral segmenting that we do. That's why my Magnificent 7, I don't go into that. I did a shortened version that gets you up and running. Okay. And if you have a severe dyslexic, at some point you'll want to say, hey, we may need it more in-depth work. Okay, so this is the application of segmenting to words we were going to read, because in order, if I don't know God, I have to segment it or blend. I got to go, that's segmenting. That's what segmenting is, got. So I have to do my segmenting and blending to get the word let, that's segmenting, and the words let. That's why oral blending, when I go rat, is the basis of reading. And when I go hat and I go hat, those are phonemic skills, that are the basic of kindergarten, 1st grade reading. Okay. Now the basis of 2nd through high school is dictionary without the dictionary. Fantastic without the fantastic. Fantastic without the tick. That's a challenge. Probation without the probation. Probation without the probation. That's 2nd to high school reading, is you can actually do advanced phonemic awareness. And I've mentioned that in several workshops. Okay, so we talked about step tracking and concept tracking. Okay, all right. Now, let's review our sounds real quick. I've noticed with teachers I'm teaching, even my ones at Stern, I have to review that a lot because people will go back to their old ways. Okay, so let's go ahead and review this with me. Just say it at home.
But
Steve, do you want him to have a board, or you, or what are we doing here?
I do. Okay, there we go. Okay, are we ready?
Mhm.
All right, so say it. You can have your mute on, but just main thing is cut off the up. Both of these say, notice not fa, g, j, now this is one we want to call no. We don't want. This is the one we want to call la. My kids do. Want to call that ol and n. So it's not laif. It's olif. Okay. N. Pucker your mouth. R, r. S. T. V. W. X. Y. Z. Good. Now the teams. Ch, not cha. Ch. Sh. Ch, 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 sh. Qu. V. Unk, okay. Now the vowels. I'm finding kids have a big problem, and teachers. I have a teacher I've worked with for quite a while, yet she called this ah. Teachers want to do that if they're caught unawares and call that ah. So it's I, a, ah. I, ah. Oh, ah's in your belly, ah's in your head. That's why I have them look up with the doctor for ah and look down for aw. Ah's in the belly, ah's in the head. Ooh, ooh, ow, oi. These need to be reviewed constantly. Okay. So then you have the R family, R, or. Then the walkers, E. Two vowels go walking, first does the talking. E, A, O, U. Okay, that's as far as we'll go right now. I haven't seen these, Bruce, but you might have heard two vowels go walking, first does the talking. Did you ever hear that? Good. So these fit that. E, A, O, U. Okay. These are called diphthongs. They take kind of a strange sound. There's no way you'd figure that out if you didn't know it. Okay. All right, let's open for questions this last half hour or 20 minutes.